I got my power pole down, stuck in the mud in the bottom of the lake, sitting so still in the wind and the waves, could even be a hurricane.
Hey, welcome back. It is Downtime Live. I have with me in the studio the champ himself, the biggest ambassador of Power Pole, Chris Lane. How are you doing today, Chris?
Man, I'm doing fantastic and glad to be on the Downtime with you. It's an exciting time here at Power Pole. Always coming out with new products and just a great time to be here and to be a part of Power Pole.
And speaking of big times, we've got one of the biggest events of the year coming up, and you happen to know a little something about this year's venue. It is literally your backyard. So We're going to have a little insider talk about what does it take to succeed on Lake Guntersville. Knowing what the weather is doing, what the lake is doing itself, all those things. If you were to fish this event, how would you go about it? And what would you be using to get that big fish?
Wow, well, there's one thing about it is the fact that you said it the very first thing, the weather. When it comes to weather, that it plays a massive role when it comes to fishing Lake Guntersville in the early spring, because you can have pouring down snow, you can have sleet, you can have a 65, 70 degree day. So it just, all of those are going to be a big variable. We have had tremendous amount of downpour up there, and the lake is as high as it's, ever been, or where it normally, Guntersville will fluctuate normally only 2 to 3 feet because of the amount of barge traffic that comes through there. And we're right there in the horseshoe, and that's why those big bass get in there, and they love it in those currents and those eddies. So when you got that much rain, that much water coming down, you got to pay attention to that. But I think the biggest thing is finding the 5-pounders, finding the 6-pounders. Guntersville is loaded with fish. It's one of the best places to bass fish in the entire world. But when it comes to a tournament there, you have to be dialed in to the big bass, and that's going to be key. You got lipless crankbaits, you got BD baits that you could throw as far as crankbaits or jerk baits. They can play a big role. But if you get a heck of a warming trend, going back to the weather, you really got to pay attention to nothing less than the fish pushing up shallow. Because when they push up shallow, that's the first wave. And that first wave usually has the big mamas in it.
Well, you've been a little bit colder, so that pre-spawn feeding, was a little bit slow. So now you're going to have that rapid kind of warming in the, leading up into the tournament. What is that going to do as far as pushing those fish up onto the shallow? And how do you use that power pole anchor to really go after those specific fish?
Oh, absolutely. Guntersville is full of ledges. It's full of drops from 5 foot, and then boom, you're in 12 foot of water. So, one thing about lipless crankbaits, when you're throwing those, you want to be off of that, or you want to be on top of it, depending where the fish are. My son has been up there and he's been fishing, and they've been ripping them. I'm talking, he just finished 6 in a rattle trap tournament up there and caught over 20 pounds. 26 pounds just won a tournament there. The big bass are there. You're going to see the big fish. But number one thing is boat position is crucial, because when you're on that flat or you're on that ledge that comes around to a point, when you get there and you, boom, there's a 3-pounder, throw back in there. Oh, there's a 5-pounder. Power pole down. It doesn't matter. Find a spot to power pole down. If you're in 10 foot, ease over to the corner, because when you can power pole down and not get on that school of fish, you will sit there and catch them every single cast.
What would be your secret sauce for winning this event?
Would definitely to be find the school. Find the school of 5-pounders. That is what you're after.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Don't forget, we're going to have all kinds of content leading up into the event. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be doing lots of videos like this. And we'll have the classic preview. We're just going to have lots and lots of good, fun stuff, man.
Absolutely.
This is an exciting time. Like I said, man, this is the big event, leading up to it. And, lots of great things going on. So until next time, how do you spend your downtime?
I power pole down. How about you?
I'm here too much. So.
Good stuff. Thanks, brother.